Okay, what happened in the last unpackaging video is I got a lot of really good fidget spinners, so I had to break it up into several different videos. This is going to be the first one. I'm going to show you which spinners I'm going to review in this video. First off, we got this plastic huge spinner with the balls in it. I'm going to test that one out. And then we have this one that looks like the Spin Doctor. This comes from a knife company. I'll have to get you the name of that one. We're going to try that one. And then we have Fidget, the bar. A small bar spinner. We're going to test this one out and see how it works. And then we have this one, the OZ09, and this is the one that busted up my finger in the previous video. In the losers video, I put that shot in there where it flew out of the gear and whacked me in the finger. So we're going to try that one. And we have the Dragon Spinners, dragonspinners.com, this really nice looking brass bar spinner with the design on it. We're going to try that one out also. And to these I added, so these we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's one more here. Yeah, this thing which I found out is called the Phantom, which we'll go over. I'm going to include that one in this. And I added one to it that wasn't in the unpackaging. This is one that I've had sitting around for a while, but I haven't tested. The Fidgetron little bar spinner. I can compare it to this blue one. I'm just adding that one in. I have had it for quite a while, but haven't tested it, so we're just going to add that one in. So let's get on with the testing. Okay, I'm going to review the 7 fidget spinners that we got from the last batch of unpackaging. Actually 6 from the last package, and I added this one in. I'll do this one first. This is the Fidgetron. Great. Fidgetron little tiny spinner made of copper. It got pretty good spin time of 4 minutes and 10 seconds. It did vary quite a bit though, unfortunately. On one side, when it was held on one side, it got spin times of about 5.5 minutes. Turn it over on the other side, it got 2.5 to 3.5 minutes roughly. Vertically, about 4 minutes. So it got penalized a little bit because of the variability. Gave it an appearance score of 7 because it looks pretty nice, and feel of 7. It's quite good to use. And we got a perceived quality of 7.5 for an average score of 7.17. Got an overall score of 5.72, which is about average. It would have done a lot better if it hadn't been so variable depending on how it was held. But that one, we'll call that about average. The next one is Wii Spinners, the bar, they call it. And it's a little bar like the one we did a little while ago from Spinnercraft. This one got really good spin times, an average spin time of 6.31. It varied a little bit depending on how it was held. It went a little bit longer when it was held vertically than when it was held horizontally. So it got a small penalty for that. Gave it an average subjective score of 7. Got an overall score of 7.28, which is very good. And I just wanted to go back and compare that to the Secret Service from Spinnercraft, the red one I had out a few videos ago. It looks almost the same way as this one does. It's about the same size and everything. The Secret Service from Spinnercraft got a score of 8.23. So it got a little bit better score than this one. So of the two, this one or the Spinnercraft one comes out a little bit better. The next one is this OZ09. I was a little bit perplexed by this one when I was testing it. I thought it was a little bit of a higher end spinner. Turns out it only costs $9.99, so it's not a very high end spinner at all. It's very light. It only weighs 22 grams, and it got a very poor average spin time of 1.19 seconds, 1 minute and 9 seconds. It deteriorated pretty badly during testing. Initially was getting scores of around almost 2 minutes, and by the time I got done testing it, it wasn't even going for half a minute. So I think the bearing is pretty much shot in this already. So this one here, the 0209, I would pass on that one. It's a low-end spinner anyway. And then we have this big yellow beast from Airwalks. It actually did pretty well for a large plastic spinner. It got an average spin time of 3 minutes and 37 seconds, which qualifies as good. The subjective was a little bit less, of 4.67. So it got a little bit of a penalty for variability as well. It didn't do as well when it was held vertically. The overall score was 3.82, which it's technically on my scale that's poor, but for a plastic spinner, that's about what you'd expect. This is not too bad actually. It's not the best in the world to use though. It's a little bit uncomfortable. Weighs 41 grams and it costs $15.98. This would be just as good to get as a standard spinner though. I wouldn't discourage you from getting that. Next one is this thing, which is a rip-off of the Custom Knife Factory famous fidget spinner. Again, it's from FTG Motorsport, and then again it's made out of aluminum. It's the same company that makes the asymmetrical fidget spinner. Got an average spin time of 1 minute and 54 seconds, which is not too good. Barely over a minute when it was held vertically. Subjective score of 6. It feels pretty good actually. It's not bad to goof around with, but the appearance is kind of cheap and the perceived quality is pretty low. Got an overall score of 3.5, which is poor. And for the price of $39.95, I don't think that one is worth it. It's actually called the Phantom MK2 from FTG Motorsport, and I would pass on that one. And then we got, this one is actually the same thing as the Spin Doctor we were dealing with before. This is actually called it's from Stedemon Knives. I imagine they're made by the same people, whoever makes them. Didn't get a very good spin time. It's made out of titanium. It's kind of light. It only weighs 32 grams. Got an average spin time of 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Overall subjective of 6.67 for an overall score of 4.49, which I called a yawn. So it works pretty much like any regular bar spinner. No major difference, but it doesn't have a long spin time. Seems a little bit unbalanced. And unfortunately the price was $62.43. So this one here kind of irks me a little bit. And then we have this really nice looking bar spinner from Dragon Spinners. I believe it's called the DR2 brass. It's very nice looking. Got an average subjective of 7.33. The big problem came in when I first started testing this. It was getting 9-minute spin times, but it kept going down and down as I tested it, down to about 3 minutes, and I got it so for an average of 5 minutes and 49 seconds. But it got penalized really bad for how variable the score was. I think something went wrong with the bearing in this thing, because initially it was doing much better, and then it just kind of fell apart. So I'm actually considering getting another bearing for this and see if I can get a replacement bearing and see if I can get it to work better. So, but it costs $44.95. I wouldn't really discourage you from getting it. I might have just got a bum bearing, and it does look really nice. So that's the last one, and the winner out of this bunch is this little bar spinner from Wii Spinners, and it had an overall score of 7.28, which is very good, and the little bar wins again. Now we've got the last unpackaging. I had to break that up into 4 groups of spinners so I can have not the longest videos in the world. These are going to be the first video. There'll be 3 more coming, which will take a few more days, and then we'll get on to something else. But we got a little bit more to do with the last unpackaging, and I'll see you in the next video.